They didn't want me to spread the love of HelloFresh. Are we are we back now? We're back? Back, you guys? Refresh the stream? All right, we're back. So did it completely die, or was it showing the like disconnect error? We're having so many issues with so that one was OBS. We were too fresh for Twitch. Yeah, so that one was OBS. I thought I had it fixed. So switching the scenes sometimes completely freezes it. And so it completely froze the stream and ended, which is unfortunate. It wasn't the not like this stream. Okay. Well, I appreciate you guys still being here. So let's run through HelloFresh with a few less people, as unfortunate as that is. But so I was really pleasantly surprised with what we got, and what I was more surprised with was that my son actually enjoyed the food, and he's a pretty picky eater. So the first one I did was a risotto. So it was a spicy Italian chicken risotto, and it was easy to follow the instructions, easy to cook. It took a little bit of prep time, but it was really delicious. And I also cooked a spicy maple chicken. And so I wanted to look through this week's menu. And so the menu changes from week to week. And they're offering the free breakfast items for any active subscription. So, like your meal time or your meal prep time. So, with kids going back to school, can be quite a bit faster as well. So, like with this week, I am planning on getting a second box because my son did enjoy it. For me and my wife, we enjoy butter chicken. And so this one looks like a pretty quick prep time of 5 minutes into 35 minutes of cook. It comes with all of the ingredients that you need in a bag, divvied up, and then which makes it pretty easy to pull everything out, follow the instructions, and cook. There's a really big variety of different meals that you can kind of mix and match and find something for just about everybody. And so, again, as a quick reminder, if you use my code from exclamation point HelloFresh, that will give you a discount, 10 free meals plus free breakfast for life, and that's open to anywhere, not just the US. So they're partner companies with Factor, and so if you've tried Factor, very similar, but this one you cook, and so it's cheaper per serving because you're putting in the prep time to make it. But very, very delicious food. This is one that I was looking at, like the spicy jalapeno mac and cheese that I think I might test out with my next box. But with that being said, we're going to go ahead and jump back over into some more Snap content as long as it doesn't freeze on me. We're going to jump back over into Snap content. And if you guys do end up using the HelloFresh code, if you check it out, I highly recommend it because one, it helps support me, and two, the food has been so delicious. But if we get up to 20, I made a deal with the people in my Discord, and my last stream was that if we get up to 20 orders, I'll do a cooking stream for you guys. So not only cooking and cooking up decks in Marvel Snap, but cooking up dishes in real life. Snowguard Bird got your Twitch freezing? Yeah. Just for that, I hope you can never retreat against Mr. Negative decks and lose all your cubes to him. That's nice. All right, next up we have your boy JC. All right, next up we have your boy JC. The first location is the big house. We do have our Spider Ham on curve, so if we draw into, we take out their blue marble, so it gives us a bit of information about what kind of deck they're running. We don't have a 2-drop. We do have our Mobius for 3, but without the Pixie or Kate Bishop, not huge for us. I thought Pixie and Wiccan couldn't work. Agent Smith, that's what I see that you just popped back in. That's what I was thinking as well. But this deck had some decent early stats. Yeah, I know that you suggested it earlier. And and I didn't see the line for it. And the reason that I actually loaded this one up was from that comment earlier. So I wanted to see if maybe I was wrong with it. That I played Bounce Wolf thinking I can finish move 7. I didn't draw Wolfie in 5 games in a row, and 2 times too late. Ook. Oh, that is tough. All right, let's go ahead and go Wiccan. We're not going to get the extra energy, so our end game here becomes very, very weak. And then since the stream refreshed, we have the ads in progress. So whenever I do the stream for the drops, the extended stream, I think I just won't switch scenes. I'm thinking is probably something that I'll have to do. Ad? Yeah, Agent Smith. I didn't catch the ad before it triggered. My bad. I'll try and slow play this one a bit. And then 2 place. No, the internet didn't crash out. It was my OBS. My OBS froze. And it ended up making the whole stream like rotate out, like crash out, which is unfortunate. I think we see Shanna. I think this one ends up being a loss. But we'll try it anyways. Yeah, 2 place it does. It's unfortunate. It is a Gilgamesh. I need this OTA to hit White Queen. I just got gold split on my favorite variant over. Sergeant. White Queen is usable. She's just never been, or she hasn't been super strong in a while. But at least you can still use her and she's not awful. Marie Hill may be a good inclusion. Yeah, you may be right. Potentially in place of Ham if we're trying to lean super heavy into the Wiccan line. What would you say is your least favorite card to see? Ooh, that's a tough one. Depending on the time, I think it shifts. Oh no. Next up, we're going against TSG because they drop the L because they never lose. Not looking good. We do end up discarding our hood. We won't be able to hit the curve this time. Alioth is, yeah, Alioth sometimes. Sometimes what I don't like to see is like Arisham, if I'm running into Arisham after Arisham after Arisham deck. Sometimes at that point it feels bad. Sweaty gamer. That is TSG. But otherwise, I don't have a card that I just detest seeing necessarily. So they do have their Mobius, and we don't have ours down. Unfortunate. Let's go Acid Arrow, Cassandra, or we go Sentry here. I think we go Acid Arrow Cassandra. Is that a Nihilist deck I see? I haven't been doing too well with it though, so I wouldn't get crazy. It actually did so bad that it crashed the stream for a second. early Shang-Chi hurts. Let's see what happens. Ever since Arsham dropped, I've been glad I never lost the check the deck size habit from the Thanos Lockjaw Quinjet days. Yeah, it's very similar to that, where each new opponent, I keep an eye on how many cards they have to see if they're running that deck. So Jeff, Cassandra of their own. Foster, welcome in. How's it going? It's going. It's going. So we've had a rough day of climbing, which is okay. It's not the worst day I've ever had. But the stream, when I went to switch over and do the ad segment for HelloFresh, OBS crashed and then ended the stream. So we restarted, but it always feels bad whenever the stream ends midway through and you're still going longer because you end up dropping some viewers and some viewership. And so looks like I will be updating OBS to see if I can kind of fix that. So the Cersei on the left hits Hazmat, Ghost Rider. Yeah. The F stands for Foster. Wait. For what? When you said hi to Foster? I don't remember saying hi to Foster. That. Oh, Foster. PH. Gotcha. Gotcha. Last name is Foster. Oh, JF. Me. Super weird to hear it out of the blue. Gotcha, JF. Us true fans stick with you through us true fans stick with you through the accidental crashes. I appreciate it, you guys. We've been having a rough day. So the Arsham deck, or the Nihilist deck, we did 2 and 5. We're gonna go ahead and we'll recycle that one as well. I think we're gonna try a little bit of Clutter, and maybe try things to turn things around. So Ajax. So it's a very light Clutter, and a lot more move instead. That's what I'm gonna try. I think this was a Woody deck. I think he was the first one that I saw running something like this. He said that emote. So that I used to have an overlay on my camera that I could turn on or off with a button. It would turn my face into Mjolnir. It was a little unsettling though. Eliath good still? Eliath is good, yeah. Cersei is just too random for me, yeah. Yep, I've seen and had her like lose games for me more often than I care to see. I got Wiccan in first cast, but I'm missing Pixie. Not sure if I should keep going. Pixie is one that's always kind of fun, and so I don't think you'd be completely wrong. So for leaning towards it, I don't think it'd be the wrong thing to do. Only diff is Beast versus Hobgoblin. From Woody's, yeah, I do like the Beast from seeing how much junk we've been seeing pretty commonly. I do like the Beast as a way to like, take up their Widow's Kiss or their Acid Arrow or whatever they send your way, and kind of flipping it back on them. So the Loki pull or the Polaris pulls our White Widow over. It's fine. We have the Goblin almost capping out that Camp Lehi location. We could do Cassandra, or we do something like Ravona. We take a slow turn. We do Ravona into Ajax, into Cassandra. We have Ghost Spider, or maybe Sage, or maybe Dagger as well. Maybe we Cassandra in case they Loki. We could. And then Myth, he said, hey, I finally got Thanos, which I've wanted for a long time, but I'm struggling to make a good team. So Thanos is in a rough spot right now. I definitely think Thanos needs some love. Thanos is in a spot where he does what Arsham does, just a little bit worse.
Hello.
And so he's one that's still in the works. Fun ones that I've seen do include like the Lockjaw Thanos, but they can definitely be like hit and miss. So the 20 power Infinite over here is big. Can we beat 20 power? Something like Hazmat, Cassandra, Hazmat, Sage. Go all in left. We could do the order as well, because I think it would be fine to do this last. I think it's probably a bit of overkill on the left, but that's what we're going to lock in. You can beat it easily? I think so. Okay. Definitely a bit of overkill. I got Pixie and Wiccan. I wanted Pixie more, to be honest. Yeah. I love how Ajax conducts Shang-Chi often. Yep, I agree. I think that's one of his biggest strengths. You have to be on the lookout for like the rogues and things like that, but I think one of his big strengths is being below Shang-Chi range until you're ready for him to explode. All right, next up we have Aegon. Let's see if we can repeat the win. So Spider-Ham hits our Sage. A little unfortunate.
This land
A weird world.
be fully known.
Do we Pixie our own cards? They're the ones that are stuck with them. I guess it could give them some surprising like, Ajax Hazmat stuff. How often are you opening up your free-to-play account? I haven't opened it a single time. I haven't opened it since I've came back. Are you talking about the 30, 60, 90 one? And so I want to like just restart the series, but I want some kind of catalyst or change that makes it worthwhile.
Are ye worthy?
Copycat steals their Red Hulk, which is not bad. We have Green Goblin. Go ahead and send the Green Goblin in mid. Can I use Marvel Boy with Thanos? You can. But I think Marvel Boy's strongest shells have been like Zoo or Khazar Zoo, more so. Ooh, the Jeff does come down, and so it doesn't completely cap them out of Weird World. We do get their Ultron, which is nice to see. We could always... East Copycat. I think he's another Hazmat S card away from being really strong. Wait, who? Who her? Are you talking about Wiccan? Sandman? It could be Sandman. But if so, then we have Ultron to maybe lean in on. You said Ajax? And then Myth, you said, is it worth it for you to use keys on the spotlight? Right now, probably not. Pixie is a fun one, but not absolutely needed anywhere. Like, I'm not sure she greatly improves upon a lot of the archetypes, but sometimes she'll absolutely pop off and give you good hits. But it doesn't feel like you don't typically see a lot of Pixie in the high end of the game. Like, she's a fun card, so if you enjoy her play style and like approach, then I'd say yeah, go for it. But otherwise, like I own Pixie and I play her very infrequently. Said Wiccan is to ramp like Hella is to discard. When it works, it's hilarious, but there's a ton of downside. Yeah, and the biggest issue I've found with Wiccan is trying to find a big enough payoff to warrant like the deck building constraints you go through. And so like you can build a deck to either consistently get him to trigger, but it has a lower payoff, or has a higher payoff, but you're very unlikely to get you're very unlikely to enable it. The fact that cards can swap with themselves is my biggest issue with Pixie. Yeah, I think that one definitely does hurt it. All right, so Callus is running a Athena deck. We're not sure if they're gonna play into this left lane of this turn or not. We could always go Sage. We have Sage, we have Dagger that could potentially move over twice. I think they probably, if they can, I think they drop 2 cards in the left. Mitch, how long have you been live? I've been live for about 4 hours. So my OBS crashed and it killed the stream, but about 4 hours. So they did fill up this lane. The Athena becomes kind of scary to deal with. We can do something like White Widow into Beast mid. Only 24 more hours to go. On the 19th. I'm not going to go... It'll be another like hour and a half or so. But on the 19th, plan on a extended stream. I took off on Monday and Tuesday, so we're gonna be pumping out the content. Let's go Green Goblin. Let's go follow up White Widow into staging an Iron Fist. The double scaling of Athena gets very scary very fast. Plus the Cassandra Nova, even scarier, even faster. The 10 power Cassandra Nova, they have 7 power in mid. We could at least 3 here. We could Dagger into Ghost Spider, Sage. I think that'd be enough for us. $12, a little bit higher, plus the Sage in mid. think that's what we're going to lock in. The dagger win left. I forget how much power it adds. So it'd be 12. 12, but I think they're going to scale their Athena here. And so I don't think it would keep up unless it moved more than once. So maybe had we dropped like Iron Fist over here and pushed the dagger here and then moved it over, I think it could have. But as it is, I don't think so. So the Angela and then the Juggernaut. Had we played Iron Fist away from that lane. This is a good finisher. We're not going to be able to compete against it, but very good finisher. We should have known the Juggernaut was a possibility. Probably should have just given the Iron Fist away, so we could have focused on left and right. Because an extra 24 in mid would have brought us up to 34. We could have beaten their scaling. What are the deck stats? So with a grain of salt, that's our first loss with it. So it's 2-1. So we just started 2-1. Before that, we were positive 5 cubes. I think losing that 4 cuber, we're positive 1. But I just recently switched to this deck because everything else that I was touching was falling apart. And so I tried to switch back over to something that is a little bit more comfortable for me to play. I think I'm almost exactly 50% with this deck over like 80 games. What's your hardest matchup, Jowry? I just noticed you took Wiccant. Got Wiccant? Yeah. We decided we can't do it anymore. I've been playing well. Arisham Loki. Arisham Loki, yeah, I think could be kind of problematic. There's a lot of that. I haven't been seeing as much Arisham today as in past days, but still a tough one. We could do Cassandra. Do we think they cap out this middle lane? We can gamble to see. Arisham Loki is so strong. I retreat every time I see Loki on 2. Yeah, Arisham Loki is pretty strong. So the Nocturne came down. We have Beast, so we could do it all over again. Maybe something like this. Hazmat into Beast, pull him up, place him over into the right. Either that or we go this plus Sage. Next turn, we pull the Sage back in with the Beast line. Go ahead and go with that. Ooh, they could be snapping because they have... never mind, we're not going to pull Sage in mid. They could be snapping because of the Sandman line. I'll play out a non-snap Loki, but Loki is such a huge snap con. Had Loki turn 1 Cable. Got my Hazmat, turn 2 Loki. Later dropped Copycat, which hit Ajax. Yeah, it can be such a huge win con for sure, being able to hit those. If we did this, assuming that they're going Sandman, we would have to hit a Ajax top deck to be able to have a chance, I think. Not an Ajax top deck.
Escaped.
I'm running a Surfer deck in 90s. Can't get past 93. There's a shift in the game. Like right now, there's so many decks that are viable that it's hard for any one particular one to do well. Yeah, no, the snap was theirs. The snap was definitely not ours. Bounce Ajax. So this one is much less on the bounce end of it and much more on like the Clutter or like just value into like an explosive last turn. The beast is there because there are quite a few like junk decks or just light clutter packages. Many decks are viable. Yeah, no, that's a good thing. It's just hard to like pick one and feel completely confident with it. Playing Ajax Dagger today. The store manager. So we have played probably everything under the sun today, and have not been doing haven't been doing fantastic. And so I tried to switch to hopefully something that'll do well, because I dropped from like 110 to 260, and so we've been having a rough day. The stream cut off because OBS froze. So it's been a trying time indeed. We can get a decent push here. We can go ahead and throw Hazmat down because we do have the Ajax. Sandman Ultron everywhere. I use Blink Hella, just reached infinite. But the Sandman Ultron meta is annoying. Sandman is definitely a strong one for sure. Pulled our Sage over. That's not great. But it does save us and allow us to have space to like return fire with this. I think we beast it back in. We could go beast and prep an Iron Fist. We're gonna Uno reverse it. The store manager said, rough. I was down to 230 Monday, got all the way to 80 before falling back to 100 with Wiccan Galactus. Were you having any luck with it, or not a whole lot? So the cannonball. Wait. What are they doing? Why would they open up that? That's unfortunate. Oh, right. What else can we do instead? I prepped the Iron Fist, right? That's just how... So, well, that's just how today is. So guaranteed, we throw Green Goblin, it switches into Rogue for us. Something like Ajax, Titania, Ravona. Push the Titania their way for when they play one card. That is a Red Hulk indeed, so it does not matter that we had the call right. Oof. I shot you my list? Yeah, I'll check it out. Were you having much success with it? Oh, you climbed like 250 at my peak? Do you mind if I load it up? I'll give it a shot. At this point, I'll give anything a shot. I've been I've been negative with everything that I've touched. Let's see. Go for it. Pong Ping, thank you so much for the one community gifted over to Chaos Hat. I appreciate you and appreciate the support. Hopefully you're having a great day so far. Let's build it out. You said you have to win some 50-50 sometimes? Oh no, that's not a good one. You said hopefully a gifted sub changes your luck. We can hope. We can hope for a good change of pace. And So winning 50-50s, that might not be my forte today. Kate Bishop, which is kind of the queen of 2 cost when you're looking to enable a Wiccan. Goblin. Wave. 2 Iron Lad. We can play Cannonball. It's Goliath, Galactus, Red Hulk. All right, so let's go ahead and change the card back. I'm not going to change it to Galactus. Instead, maybe it's Scarlet Witch. Do this one. Valid name. Valid name. You said, oh, I forgot. How's Wiccan? Or is it a waste of keys? So I don't know that I'm a good judge today. Because everything that I've touched has kind of crumbled. So I think it'll take a little bit more time to tell. And then Puma, you said, yeah, these kind of days are rough. I usually just go back to my good old Sarah Tech with Miss Marvel. Has worked consistently for over a year for me with the 65% win rate. That, is it the one that was formerly ran by rank number 1 player? Does it use like Invisible Woman, Sarah, Miss Marvel, Killmonger, like a few of those tech pools? If so, maybe. And then K Listo, thank you so much for the 2 community gifted subs. If you picked up one of those, make sure to thank K Listo, and I appreciate the support. We may be down on cubes, but we are high in spirits. Let's go ahead and launch over into a little bit of Wiccan Galactus. So maybe we can win. I mean, plus max energy from turn 2 or 3. No, it's not so bad. But the biggest piece, or the biggest issue that I've found with it so far, J3, is that a lot of times going through the hoops to get the enablers for Wiccan has not felt like it had a big payoff at the end. So like a Mr. Negative, you go through the hoops, if you hit that card, then you win. Wiccan, I haven't felt that up until this point. So we're still experimenting. He's still young, but the first location is the raft. We're going to go ahead and play out our Quicksilver. It does look like a destroy deck. So very likely to have Null on board. Let's go Zabu. My luck, we're going to do Iron Lad into Green Goblin. Call it now. Okay, Green Goblin's on the board. We're not going to be doing that anymore. We could try for Iron Lad into Wiccan. That's what we're going to shoot for. So the Vibranium, the Nico, get Cannonball, which is going to push their X23. Makes it a little harder for them to get the free resource from the raft, at least. Something like... Oh, well, we don't, we don't have him. Something like Vibranium, Green Goblin. We're going to generate a Galactus from the raft. Then T Greenithy with the on-screen celebration. Instead, we get the unplayable Giganto. Here's the new Carnage variant. It's the first one I've seen in game. Like I thought what it looked like was good, and then and then he hitting us with the gritty. All right, Wiccan, you're a little bit too late. I think this Carnage it's definitely an interesting one. Seeing T Greenathy going absolutely crazy here. So we could do like a cannonball, but I think we're just gonna retreat instead. Let's do cannonball. Push their X-23 away. Make sure that they can't destroy it. And then T Greenathy with the DJ.
Enough said, Bob.
It has actual depth to the art. Yeah, I agree. And so it definitely looks unique in terms of like different variants that I've seen. So when it was coming down, it looked kind of trippy as it was destroying cards. But I guess we could have just left Cannonball not played here maybe, and hope for a Galactus.
Escaped.
So this Wiccan version seems interesting. Ran into the odd Galactus version myself, and it seems decent enough. We'll see. We're hoping for anything. We know with Galactus, we finally moved 4 cards. This deck probably isn't going to grab that one, but that one's easy enough to complete as I'm grinding after the stream ends. Hey mods, I had a comment held for review before the blackout. Could anyone let me know why? So the mods are me, Moscow Chad. So it could have been. So AutoMod sometimes doesn't like particular words or links. Let me see. I'm not sure. Was it the one about negative Jane or negative into Jane? So if so, I'm not sure why it flagged. I mean, I do. So it says sex-based terms, but I'm not sure what the term was. Because you said negative into Jane is the little bone, but I don't see anything there. So it was just the auto mod. It wasn't anything about your message directly. All right, so they do have the Black Knight. We do get Wiccan on. Get the Wiccan on down on 3, and so we'll be able to potentially flood them from there. Cheesecake, yeah, that was it. And so I added that to the permit list. I've never heard that term. Is that like is that a bad thing? Because I've never heard that terminology before. All right, let's go ahead and go Wiccan over to the right. Sandra Nova comes down. We have our Green Goblin. We're looking for the Galactus line. Could be pretty beneficial for us. We could also maybe end up like a Cannonball left. Make sure that we lock that one down. So let's see what we end up hitting. Galactus here would be perfect. The Red Hulk, maybe not as much. We can go Cannonball, Vibranium, here or here. But I think I'm going to go Cannonball to the left, and then next turn, depending on what they play and where, it might just be Red Hulk. That, or we try to play this one here, but actually, we're just gonna hold it. And then B-Doggy said, just realized I've been watching for a few hours now, but have just been lurking as I've been locked in on college football 2025. B-Doggy, I appreciate all the lurking as well. So Galactus a touch too late. We have Red Hulk. Because we don't have initiative, we have Red Hulk into Vibranium and hope that that's enough. I'd maybe go for priority. We maybe should have fought for priority instead. Magneto and Lady Sif. We're not going to beat that, right? Had this grown, had they not used all their energy, we would have been fine. Hulk Vibranium is good. Yeah, had it grown, we would have matched it. But no such luck. And then Calibrex with the, sorry to say this, but I think I can watch this for longer. Have a nice time. I appreciate you. Bearing through the watching. Always enjoy seeing that message, Calibrex. Ooh. And then the emote only chat from B-Doggy. Thank you for the ad. We're gonna launch over into emote only chat for 2 minutes, and then we'll be right back. And we're about to grab our first Galactus Wiccan win. I feel it. I'll see you guys in just a second. Stream go down? Did the stream go down again? Wait, is it gone? Are we gone? Wait, is it gone or is it not gone? Or oh my goodness. So so the stream go down. Did it? I was stressing so hard. I'm sure you could see it on my face. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see after the emote only chat is gone. But I think you were maybe asking if it had gone down at some point because our session time was low. If so, yes. Okay. So let's roll the dice with a Psylocke into Quantum Tunnel. We're gonna snap into it too. So the squirrels coming down. Let's see what else they have. Flipped into the Goliath. What? So Psylocke doesn't go off, but it does still flip here into the counter Goliath, which is still not great for us. Now rotating becomes kind of scary. I think I'm still gonna rotate at least once here. Into the Loki. Loki there. Into the wave. That's our wave though. Into the Psylocke is unfortunate. The Vibranium. Quantum Tunnel again. Oof. Let's throw a Cannonball into a Galactus rotation. That's what we're calling here. Shang-Chi in mid is good. They will have Shang-Chi back in the deck. Ooh, they take out their Red Hulk. So, Cannonball into Galactus. We'll see Galactus eventually. Do we do a Hail Mary Green Goblin left? Probably shouldn't. But we're going to. Ooh, hold on. That makes me more afraid of doing that. retreat? Probably retreat, yeah. They have our cards, so they have a cannonball of their own. Yeah. With the Loki, they could have our cannonball. And without, they could have our Goliath too. Not a lot we can do. The Aeon. I like the neon retreat. All right, we're gonna clear you guys from emote only chat. I think that was a little bit longer than 2 minutes, but so did the stream dip for another second or two? Oh, you said Twitch Mobile had updated a few minutes ago? Stream was fine. I swear every time I go on Twitch Mobile app, it says there's an update needed. It's fine on desktop. We just need Galactus one time. That's all we need. That's the only... Okay. We might be able to make it happen. Next up, we have Galactus. I'm going to play Quicksilver into Kate Bishop into probably Wave. And then we'll see. So I'm a give said I just Odin my Odin. Sad to say it's not an infinite stop, but it's a lot of Loki cards. It is. I do enjoy a good Odin on Odin action. So the Quicksilver Hawkeye, I'm gonna snap into it. Wiccan line is so strong because your opponent can't even really play anything big. Yeah, when you're dropping the Galactus. And so we might even go Wiccan. Ooh, so Wiccan on 3 could be good. So maybe we get Goblin next, and we can play the Goblin into Wiccan, into a turn 5 Galactus that's not as telegraphed. But Aunt May's is kind of tough. And then Wave is kind of cool because if you play Wave on 5, you can play any 2 cards in your deck on 6. True. Very, very true. I think I'm going to Goblin left. Rock Slide, that's okay. We have pretty much all of the big cards that we need. Let's go Wiccan left. And then we have the option to either Galactus into Aunt May's or into the Crimson Cosmos. Because whatever they play in Aunt May's is going to bounce out. So the Nocturne over to the Throne Room gives them initiative. Right? Because they win by 16 instead of by 8. Unfortunate. Fortunate indeed. Mike.tv said, I personally love the vibes here, but do you ever feel pushback for being the most toxic Snap streamer? Absolutely. No guts, no glory. We could send it. We could also just do something like Wave, and that allows us to do 2 big cards on the final turn. So we could do something like Wave, Iron Lad? Galactus is Cope in general? Maybe. Maybe. I think we're going to do this for now. It lets us play any 2 cards on the final turn. YOLO Galactus mid. Galactus mid would be an instant loss. Because they're at 8. Because the Nocturne's at 8 because of Aunt May's. Oh man, no, you were right, Deadpool. We could have Galactus mid. Because they moved the Nocturne to make sure we didn't get the Aunt May's bonus. YOLO Galactus mid was the way. That was the way. Let's see what Iron Lad hits. The Cannonball. Beautiful. That means we have a Cannonball finisher plus our Red Hulk finisher, which is fantastic. So I think it becomes Red Hulk, Cannonball left. So do they dare play a card right? I do it? Okay, you guys are a bad influence. So you're saying this is the play. Acid Arrow Galactus for the win, right? Because without Acid Arrow, we don't win mid, or we don't win the right lane. Stealing defeat from the jaws of victory. I was asking if the stream went down. Yeah, so it went down. Snap redeem? Oh, I already snapped. I'll snap on the next one. Unfortunate. Unfortunate. We had so many ways. We had so many ways to win. Like, had we just played our Cannonball Red Hulk line, we won that one every time. Unfortunate. This is terrible. Stay by them. Thanks for trying. Yeah, no problem. So I think the I don't know. They knew we had Red Hulk, and so the Juggernaut play was fine, but winning another lane I think became a big issue. Anyways, that ruined the fun. And so maybe we need to, we'll play to win now. Whether that means non-Galactus or not. So no Wiccan this turn. A little bit wicked. From now on wins after this game. Because this game doesn't look great. Although, they can move the Nocturne. But will they? I feel like they will. Seeing a wave come down, I think you have to move the Nocturne. Or a cube? I mean, it will give a cube away. Number 3 player? Yeah. Yeah, Herbert's pretty solid. Yeah. Still have Cannonball. Yeah, but we don't have a good, like, we don't have another good turn. Snipe. T Greenathy. It was not a snipe. It was just a solid, good old player. I also knew that Herbert was running Annihilus stuff with the Sentry line. Nope, nope, sniped. Not because they're a good player. Not because Wave Telltale's your Galactus line. Absolutely couldn't be. And then Zhao said, I think this deck would be wildly improved if you delete Galactus in favor of, say, Magneto. I'm not so sure. I know that we're not showing its you don't get to number 3 without a bit of sniping. Maybe. You might be onto something. Be wildly reckless if I snapped back against Burgle. White Palace leaked the Galactus. Could have also done that, yeah. All right, depending on what we draw next turn, we have a pretty good start into the Wiccan. They do have a turn 2 Loki as an Arishem player. Unfortunate. And we already we already sent it for 4 cubes. Also a bit unfortunate. Extra unfortunate. Arishem generated beast just for backup, just in case. Bit rough. So we can. Oh, no. We're just not having a good time today. Well, we had the line. So something like Wiccan here would have been that Galactus on 5, we probably had priority into like whatever is our finisher. You said, how would that work if that happened turn 5 with the middle location? I don't know. Today is just not your day.
Escape.
Today is just not our day. I opened a whole bunch of umbrellas inside. Goodness. All right, it looks like it's time for a really quick set of ads. Then we'll be right back, you guys. Don't go anywhere. Whew. It's a good news. Tomorrow is not your day either. I mean, as long as we set the expectation and the bar low, you expect nothing, you get nothing. Pong Ping, thank you so much for being here and hanging out. We will catch you hopefully on the next stream. I plan on streaming on Friday, and then Monday is going to be a marathon stream. So I'm going to go as long as I can. If the numbers are good enough, that might extend into like an overnight stream, but it just depends on how we're performing, and if my OBS decides to cut stream early or not. But it said, blessed are those who ask for nothing, for they shall receive it. If we expect tomorrow to not be our day, we can never be disappointed. At least we're having fun, though at your expense. That's true, Chase. I'm nothing if not entertaining, maybe. So we're going against the store manager. What are the OBS issues? So I switched over to I switched scenes and it froze entirely. It hasn't done it in several days. This guy fired me. Please win. We're gonna try. So it froze entirely and it ended the stream. And so when I went to do my ad segment, with my HelloFresh ad segment, it ended the stream, and so it was not a great time. Let's go ahead and drop our Zabu. And then Ook, looks like you're headed to bed. Thank you for hanging out with us for a while today. Hopefully we catch you around on the next one. Galactus? Oh wait, Galactus is in our hand. What are we doing? I mean, we didn't get an awful payoff though. The repeat Red Hulk's not bad. I think Blink could work really well in this. You might be right. Oh, you're about to spend 6,000 tokens to get... So first off, I think your first mistake is that you're pulling for Wiccan. The second, it's a lot of tokens. The light carrier. I'll go look at the variant after we lose to the store manager. Double Wiccan, they can They can drop whatever their whatever their heart desires here. We can drop nothing. So it's either Kate Bishop and Vibranium or something like Wave into Red Hulk plus whatever. That's a lot of energy. They have an awful lot of energy. You're not wrong. Cannonball. Ooh, and they have the duplicate cannonball too. Seven, 11, 16. Could be a potential cannonball play. But they can drop Red Hulk cannonball here. I don't think we can win it. 7, 13. Yeah, I don't think we can win it. I mean, we do have this one as the Red Hulk. You lose? Yeah. Doesn't Wave help them more? Not necessarily. Their cards are discounted with Wave. Yeah, so they have 10 energy. They could have done whatever they wanted anyways.
Escaped.
I tried Wiccan in Galactus, and I lost a lot of matches. It just seems worse than the Electro Wave, which is saying something. Possibly. I think if it has that surprise element, maybe. But I think for this one. The store manager, no, you're fine. You're absolutely fine. You said he's giving out free wins. Yeah, we might as well. I mean, the Spotlight Wiccan, it's decent, but how often are you going to use Wiccan, though? Whew. Our stats for this are impressive, you guys. I'm not going to switch the scenes or else I'd pull it up on the screen. Right now I'm 0-7. I think it's probably the worst I've done with a deck in a long time. You're going to use him in every deck in perpetuity? I mean, if that's the case, send it. You're looking like the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, I mean, they won at one point. It may have been a while. You should not sleep on this Arish and Wiccan deck. The fact you only need a couple of turns. But my question is, how much does it really improve? Because you already have extra energy from the Arisham line. I found decent success with Arisham in a bounce deck. That was the first deck that I ran today was an Arisham bounce. But where I struggled was finding a second lane to win. So I had a werewolf that would bounce around and he'd be huge. And then Zork Miner with the posture check. The werewolf would be huge. But at the end of the game, I had a lot of like small stuff that didn't really contribute to winning the rest of the game. Wiccan and Krakoa looks pretty nice. It could. Wiccan into Krakoa. Yeah, we'll go ahead and do it. Wasn't sure what that was. No, Zorka Miner, you're fine. Maybe we get Galactus into Xandar coming in at like 12 power. Browns never won anything. Really? I mean, I thought they were... I mean, it's probably been 10 years or more. The opposite of lucky. Well, it is what it is. Iron Lad high roll for Galactus. That's what we're shooting for. But staring at this goblin, I can't help but think that we're going to get nothing good. Yeah, we're not having a good day at Snap. They have the kitty pride, so what are the chances they cap this left lane? Would you piss off at second dinner? I don't know. Somebody high up. Low but never zero. Yeah, that's true. Glad into Green Goblin, the dream. Galoots, I don't know. I've played decks that weren't Galactus, and I didn't do well with those either. So I wouldn't even say it's just the card. The Goliath got dodged. Big Cassandra Nova. Nocturne gives us the win that we need.
Victory.
Had they done vision anywhere else but the left, they could have won. Against all odds, or rather bad luck. Never doubted KX. That makes one of us, because I've been doubting all day. We're over here just spewing cubes. But the store manager, you said you had this deck with Coulson Fury over the goblins for games like this. I can see that being just like was planned. I could see it being good. And that win is gonna be what slingshots us right back into relevancy. It's also a little bit tougher for any kind of Galactus deck right now with the hot location that spits out a rock into those lanes. So that's also a bit of an issue. Into Dark Dimension is not what we wanted to see either. Does Wiccan still work if you have 1 extra energy on the turn? It does. It does bar flight. And so, like, if you did Wiccan into cloning vats and then played it again, it would work. Is anyone else's stream going in and out? I sure hope not. On my end, it shows a solid bit rate, but that doesn't always mean anything. And the last one being the destroyed mansion. Minus fine? Good. All right, let's go Goblin over to the right. The only thing that Galactus's Goblin is the bottom space in our deck. It's bad, please don't. An Arsh from Thanos is pretty inconsistent, I feel. Wait, is Destroyed Mansion new? Yeah, it's the hot location for today. There's a chance.
Snap.
Why not Acid Middle? Because of the Dark Dimension. Ooh. Because the locations are going to change after this turn, right? It's true. It won't reveal this turn, but it'll reveal next. Otherwise, it's a 50-50 of if we can do Galactus or not. They could also hide a card in Dark Dimension that might be over 5. Ooh, so they go Wiccan. We could have locked them into 5 power right. See, we'll see. So they have to play less than 7 in mid. They do have a lot of extra energy with the Wiccan line. Not gonna happen, is it? The dream is dead. I think it's time we I think it's probably time we put the deck to bed. What does that make us? I mean, we won one game. Maybe that was the challenge I needed. 1 in 7, 1 in 8. I was even running like the Ajax dagger stuff and doing kind of poorly with it. Maybe we just need a good old-fashioned someone suggested earlier like a Sarah tech deck, but there's so much Goliath right now that anything Invisible Woman scares me. So I think we're going to go with this. It's a... Now I'm going to change the scenes. We'll see if it freezes the stream. Last time I did, it did. Okay, we're good. At least for now. All right, so this is going to be a Sarah tech heavy deck that also has the kind of flair of the Loki line for that kind of backup or consistency piece. We have a couple of the surprise plays in like the Quake or the Legion that can sometimes rip away wins or locations. And the rest is just super heavy counter.
Hey, welcome. It took you long enough.
So let's go ahead and pick an avatar. We'll go with this one. See if we can turn our luck around a bit. And then Prince Kaida, thank you so much for the Prime sub and the support. And then Philip J. Fry resubbing for 3 months at tier 1. That gets us closer to the Partner Plus status. And it helps get us closer to switching over to like that full-time status as well. So I appreciate you guys being here and the support. He said if your opponents keep beating you, maybe just play Loki and play their stuff. My thoughts exactly. We can't confirmed. We can't indeed. I think it is definitely the we can't. But first up we have I Lost Sun, which I think they've been dropping a bit as well because I think they were around 200. So they're not having a great day either. Let's go White Widow over to the left. Or I cursed you with a variance heavy list. No, you're okay. You're absolutely okay, store manager. So they have the Thena, which we can make sure doesn't scale. I don't want to snap into it.
Oh, snap.
Yes, Jeff is still one of the best cards in the game, and Lad isn't replaceable in his decks. Yeah, the decks that Lad is ran in. Like you can't replace windows. Okay, so the Nocturne, they can turn off the TVA if they decide to. And with the change to how the movement works, we can no longer like quake to rip it away. Let's see. Or maybe, okay. I was gonna say maybe we should play over to the left in case they turn this one off. But they do go with a double drop into the left lane. Scene, thank you so much. What would I do without you guys? Wait, so they have a Quake of their own? I haven't seen Quake in ages. We are gonna rip this one back away so they don't get the +3 on the Athena. We can do... always do Legion onto the Monster Island. We could do Sarah, which would allow us to do Legion Killmonger last turn. Maybe we just prime like a Shang-Chi in the left instead. But we definitely want to, if we can, we definitely want to rip away Limbo before they're ready for it. Which should I prioritize, Nocturne or Athena? I think Nocturne is more flexible outside of Athena. Athena's really strong, but I think there are stronger options for sure. So if we did Killmonger, Legion, they have to play a card here this turn, and so we would get the monster from this right Monster Island, and they wouldn't. And we surprise rip away Limbo. So that's what we're gonna go with here. The Legion, surprise, no more Limbo for you. Nocturne already moved. Yeah, Nocturne moved from mid over to the right. So they go with their good old Jeff, the Gwynpool in mid, but it's not gonna be enough. We will grab the surprise 4. And it feels good to be on the flip side of one of those for once. I'll take it. Let's go ahead and jump over into the next. Lit, you said, have you tried the KM Best Wiccan list? Is that the one with Collector? If so, I tried a version of it and I didn't do too great, but to be fair, I haven't done great with really any list so far today. But we do grab a big 4 cube starting off with this one. T6 Legion always good with Limbo. I agree. Give aid. I agree. Collector, yes, and also Loki. Yeah, I've seen it. I haven't played it, but it looks decent. Maybe the best Wiccan deck that's out there. They lose their Loki. We lose our White Widow. I think we're okay with that. Not a lot of natural opportunities to curve out. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's a decent one for sure. I'm going to hide Invisible Woman mid. Next, we'll play Loki left. So that lets us do Shadow King, set up a Shadow King to trigger after their Collector, which is nice, snap easy. Yeah, I agree. And so this looks like the Wiccan deck, and if that's true, we can maybe win, but they also didn't get to play. No, they played on one, didn't they?
Victory.
It was good to be on the winning side now. Loki means you don't pull Shadow King. That's true, Jimmy Jim. But we had the Sarah for the reduction, and then we'd just be looking to do all of their stuff, but hopefully better. So it seems like Wiccant then? T-Rex. It definitely seems like we can't. I dropped from rank like 110 to a little over 300, experimenting with different Wiccan list. A little bit of that was I was running Living Tribunal without Wiccant and got Eliath every single time. And so overall, I just haven't had a great day, but a lot of the losses did come from Wiccant. So next up we have Nitro. The middle location is the vault, the left one being the Lechugia. Go ahead and throw our White Widow there. Do you think Wiccan is worth the pull? You're a Legion fanboy? I love me some Legion. Or weren't you testing in Conquest? The Conquest is a lot less competitive. And so I feel like I don't really get a good gauge of a deck unless it's going against other good decks. Don't feel too bad. I dropped from 300 to 875. I mean, it happens. And I'm sure that we'll climb right back up before the end of the season. So it's not a huge issue, but we definitely can't win for a while. I love the pure mayhem that Legion can cause. Me too. Wednesday evening, TLSG is back. Back again. Captain Goulash, welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here. Hopefully you're having a great one so far. Let's go Loki into the double Sarah discount in Onslaught Citadel. I'm also going to be live. Calibrex, you said Conquest only player. I mean, you can do okay on Conquest, but I feel like at least, so it may not be the way for everybody, but at least for where I'm at on like the top 500 or so on ladder, it definitely feels more competitive on ladder. And then show 70,000. You're still hitting infinite. That's all I can say. And so with the Arsham, we do have their Cassandra Nova, which is going to be decent. It may be a cope stay. I know that we lose the vault, but I'm still going to stay. Eliath hates you. My goodness, this is just the day that Ben Broad. I just want to talk. My goodness, what a beautiful curve in an Eliath deck to draw like these specific ones. Goodness. Roram, thank you so much for the raid. Hopefully you had a fantastic stream. For you guys joining in, we are on the lost streak that just won't give up. We've been getting Eliath all day. That last one I got Eliath into Absorbing Man for a second Eliath. But hopefully your stream went a little bit better than what mine is going. We're in good spirits, but low in cubes. YouTube short worthy? It might be. You should play Pixie Wiccan. So Buff, I actually ran. I've ran a lot of decks with Eliath and ended up having the opponent hit Loki into stealing our Eliath. Is this a full tech deck? It sure is, Brian. It sure is a full tech. It's been that kind of day where we just went full send into tech. Did someone say lost streak? I'm on the same lost streak grind. Yeah, the grinding losses. It's absolutely tight. That's why you add Pixie. No, I had Pixie. I had Pixie in one. I don't know if Eliath was in the one that I had Pixie. But I did try a Pixie one. I did a bounce Wiccan. We did Galactus Wiccan, which we were asking for some kind of bad results there. We've tried a lot of things. We could do double Red Guardian this turn. That way next turn we can do Loki and Vibranium, leave space for both of the draws. If your opponents would stop cheating by playing cards, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Go double Red Guardian. They could potentially steal our White Widow, which would be really rough here. Let's do Loki, Vibranium and see. Loki's the secret source for when you don't get Wiccan. Yeah, yeah, he can be. Second dinner is sending us a secret message from the Spotlight caches. Might be. Might be. Might need to start playing Mobius against, again with all these Lokis. Yeah. So they pulled our Enchantress with the Copycat. We get their White Widow, which is beautiful here. Maybe it's more beautiful here. But we would take out the rock in mid if we did the Copycat. So maybe it becomes this. Pull the rug with Quake. Oh, we could have pulled the rug and pushed it over to the left. Quake, Widow left. Would have been big. Should have been. That should have been the play we went with. Quake mid, White Widow left. Would have left them completely capped over there. So I don't think we ever win this one. Still gonna see. Yeah, the Quake mid, double Widow left would have been the play for sure. So the Enchantress coming back down mid. Maximus Shadow King is fine. That's an ugly win. An ugly win, but we'll take it.
Victory.
Sometimes you need an ugly win after. Sorry, you said huh? Opponent through there? Yeah, they definitely threw there. We did not have after the Eliath. Yeah, sometimes you need a sloppy win after an Eliath massacre for sure. Halfwit Hitman, thank you so much for
welcome.
the Prime
It took you
sub.
long enough.
That pushes us up to 11 for the day. Cubes only care about wins, not how clean they are. That's very true. Any Widow replacement? Something like a Jeff could be, it's like kind of a versatile card. That should be okay. Or just another good like value tech 2 slot. Could be okay. Okay, so the first location is the Black Vortex against Mickey. What's the purpose of Invisible Woman here? To delay your Shadow King, to delay your Killmonger, to delay your Shang-Chi or Enchantress. It's typically what it's in there for. They did flip into Destroyer, which is pretty nice for them. We can go ahead and do Invisible Woman. You can also hide your Maximus behind it. Kate Bishop can be used in replace of White Widow as well. So now we can hide our Shadow King behind the Invisible Woman. I think first we go ahead and go Loki left. But with that, we would guarantee we wouldn't draw Shang-Chi, right? So they do go Loki, which buffs the collector by 1. Always Legion. We could do Sarah for the discount, but I kind of like the idea of a Legion into Black Vortex, making both of these kind of random. Well, there's Sarah. 6 cost everything. Yeah, well, just the first one that's dropped in each lane. Ooh, and I didn't catch the ads ahead of time, so they're working on being triggered. On the last turn too, I don't think I can slow play it for that long. I apologize for everybody that got hit with an ad. I tried my best to not let them run midstream, but I missed it. Yeah, this is the last turn. Because I don't think I can slow play it and wait 90 seconds. And so I think I need to send it. I'll do a better job of keeping an eye on it to make sure they don't trigger anymore. But we're going to lock it in. I'm going to go Red Guardian first and then Loki. And so the right lane is going to turn into a 6 cost card. Oh my goodness, that is a big blob. Can't hope to overcome.
Are ye worthy?
Destroyer? Had they hit Destroyer, maybe. Still Wiccant? Still Wiccant. Even with this one, like this one, they got really good flips early, and we're running a Sarah Tech deck, so it's not a fantastic one for sure.
Behold my mighty hand.
Our Widow's Kiss is even worse because of the double onslaught that we got into the Null. Probably the worst 6 cost transitions. How do you have 3 collectors? Time Theater gave him 2. I don't think he had 3 though. I think it was just the 2. Yeah, Mike. I missed that one. The Blob was Collector. Oh, the Blob was Collector? Nico. So one was Time Theater, one was Nico. I'm going to do a better job of keeping an eye on it, Mike. Double Onslaught and Null? Yeah, we didn't have good flips there. I think you lost power overall with those 3 vortexes. I agree. I'm a give. I think we lost some. I'm just joking. I mistime the ad break so often. Yeah, I try not to, but every once in a while they slip through. What a rough turn 1 snap. We're glutton for punishment though, so we're gonna stick it out. Is there any niche Marvel character that you hope to see in Snap someday? I'm so outside of the cinematic universe, I don't have a lot of like back knowledge of many of the niche characters. So not off the top of my head, I don't have one. And some days I'm on top of the ad breaks. Today is not one of those days. All right, let's go Loki. We're gonna send this randomness back into our deck. We're gonna get all of their stuff. And so I'm thinking they're running like a Hawk deck with Seeing the Korg, the Kitty Pride. Let's see what else they have. And another Loki. And so we can replace our deck again. Oh, never mind. We can't get any extra energy from Wiccan. We can do Angelo Rockslide or Angelo Wiccan. Next turn, we throw Rockslide plus something else. Which character from Marvel Snap could you most see yourself play in an MCU movie? That's a tough one. I don't know. In a movie, probably none of them. I'm super bland. I don't know. A lot of options. Think it over. I'll think on it for a while. I want to see them make a Mr. Fix-It card. Who's Mr. Fix-It? Leech? Oof. Get a copy of their Hawk. And even something like Iron Man, I don't think wins for us. Bruce Banner? With a little hair work, I'm sure we could do a Wolverine. We could do Korg. Yoshi is Hulk. He's a nice guy, but when he's not streaming, he rages when the RNG messes with him. Bruce Banner would be good with how calm his voice is. I mean, we're taking a lot of L's today, so maybe we don't. Maybe we. I was wanting something a little bit different, but even that one. Let me give it a little bit more time to simmer, see if it works. But we may have to switch off of this one too. Right now we're 50-50. We're 3-3. I want to see a TLSG calm voiced Hulk. We can do one. Miss Minutes is in the Art of Ravona's base card, but I'd love for her to have her own card. That would be kind of cool to see Miss Minutes. I think it's time to break out the Dak and Zola. I'd still get a Goliath on the last turn, I'm sure. So we do have the Loki here. If we decided we wanted to. But depending on the opponent's deck, maybe we don't. If it's one, I mean, we have Enchantress already. We have Shadow King. I guess we'll see what they drop. Coulson? I could be Coulson. Arsham is waiting for you to join the dark side? Maybe. Maybe that's what's needed. I reached my first infinite with him. He does. I do like Dakin. He's a pretty solid deck, or pretty solid card. With the Pixie, I'm thinking maybe it's an Arsham. And so I'm going to go ahead and go Loki. Not an Arsham. An Annihilus. So I want to see if maybe we can grab some of their stuff. We have the Nocturne. We could also just hide Jane Foster. Next turn, we could do like a Red Guardian Nocturne. Or do we have a Red Guardian this turn? Into next doing like a Killmonger Nocturne.
Clear for takeoff.
Lockjaw gets a little bit scary. It's interesting to see how many Alliaths there are in Infinite compared to low ranks. So it's not everywhere, but right now I think Alliath is just like a pretty solid finisher. But up until recently, it wasn't a whole lot. Which voice lines do you all like the most? I like Korg. This is one you hear quite a bit. And then Galactus, I think, is one that is just everywhere. Wait, are they rotating the Beta Ray Bill? Stormbreaker?
Mjolnir!
Thor. It's not bad. The Yellow Jacket is craziness.
Mjolnir, to
Immediate,
me.
immediate Mjolnir payoff is nice, though. So their Nocturne can't move. We can go Nocturne. They may have a Doctor Doom. But Shadow King brings this to 4, 8, plus the 5. So it brings it to 13. So we still win in the right lane. I guess we're already ahead in the right lane. Don't even need to play anything there. Need to replace Nocturne power. Not without Nocturne. True. So moving the 5 out, we're only at 11. We need to play at least 3 over there.
Victory.
Good call, you guys. And that is why we've been taking L's today. The slight missteps that we should really catch. What would you recommend in the Red Guardian spot? So the biggest piece of this deck is that you're looking to do all tech cards or disrupt the opponent in some way. Negasonic isn't awful. You could do probably not Rogue because you have that covered with Enchantress. Juggernaut isn't awful, but I'd probably be closer into either like Cassandra, Negasonic, or maybe like a Rogue if you didn't have those others. What are the posters behind you? I actually had a sponsorship recently with Displate, and so on one of my YouTube videos, they sponsored an ad segment on one of those, and so they're metal posters. The first one is the Lich King, and the second one is, I think it's, I may call it the wrong name. I think it's Sylvanas. I can go grab him here in a second. That didn't work. Nope. All right. My boom arm is super cheap, so I'm not gonna test my luck anymore. But I can go grab one here in a second. Metal posters? Yeah. You said I've been looking at Displates for the past week. Funny odds. It is kind of the funny odds how your phone listens to you and then all of a sudden I have Displates. But I like them. They're a little bit on the pricey side, but they're super easy to like rearrange and reorganize. So for me, like lining them up just right, I don't ever know what I want. And so it's nice that they're easily adjustable. I just got the 2 Displates I ordered through your link today. Huge Lord Machiavellian. Is your sponsorship over? No, so there's still a comment on the video. And so you get a discount on your first order. So I don't have an affiliate, like I don't get any like kickbacks from it. It was just from the initial, it was a flat payment. But nonetheless, if you order, you get a discount on them. What about a copycat over Red Guardian? You could do copycat over Red Guardian. Machiavellian, which 2 did you end up ordering? So I wasn't able to do any of the Disney IP for whatever reason. That part didn't get approved. And so I went with like other games that I've played, but I would have loved to have some Marvel ones to go along with Marvel Snap. But if I want those, I'm gonna have to buy it. Are you gonna order any custom ones? I could Photoshop you as the Incredible Calm Hulk. Wait, you can do, I didn't know you could do custom ones there. Time to play with the kiddo. Thank you for hanging out. Enjoy your kiddos. They only stay young for so long. I appreciate you hanging out. Hopefully you have a great rest of your day. So I think we go Loki Vibranium. I'm a little bit scared of this lane though. Yeah, once you do one order, you unlock the ability to make custom ones. Ooh, Mike Dot. May need to look into it. A Spider-Man coming out of his grave, and the aka a la Kraven's Last Hunt, and a Lord of the Rings one with the tower prominent and silhouettes of the Fellowship. Those are both pretty good ones. I saw a lot of the Marvel ones that I was interested in. So there's a Textra Infinity Gauntlet. So Thanos' gauntlet with the Infinity Stones that looked so cool that I may have to just bite the bullet and spend some money on them. But we get their Wiccan. We can go Invisible Woman, Wiccan, go ahead and play Kitty Pryde. We have Quake so that we can rip away Lake Hellas from the middle location, or from the left, and push it somewhere else. He said this concludes the Mike.tv sponsored display chat segment. Well, we appreciate your chat segment. As always, Mike.tv. You were looking at that one? Yeah, that one was one of my favorite ones. That, and I was looking at a Ghost Spider one for my daughter because she loves Ghosty. So Wiccan, Maximus, Quake, to Vibranium, Kitty Pryde. I don't think it's perfect, but I don't think it's awful either. Ooh. So the Devil Dino was aiming down at us in the Onslaught Citadel, but instead it just forced a tie. Never mind. Maximus. It was almost slick until it wasn't. I'm stuck at 97. Any tips? I don't have any tips for you today because we are hemorrhaging cubes. How's Legion looking? So I'm actually not having great stats with the deck in general. I think Legion is always a fun, if you have space for it, a fun kind of like surprise play. So being able to do him plus a 3 cost could be pretty good if you had it set up just right. But as it is, I didn't have incredible luck with it, unfortunately. Ended up going 4-4 for a flat 50% win rate, which is not a great start to the testing. So I think I'm going to pivot again. We'll see. For the Ajax and Dagger deck, play some Namora. We can do Namora. Namora is a pretty fun one. And it's one that, if you're patient, you can climb quite a bit. And so I would say try not to get impatient. When you're impatient is when you end up like playing too aggressively or dropping cubes that maybe you had no business being in those games. Find an archetype that you enjoy, and then it'll make that like finishing off that climb a little bit less painful. So I don't think I have one built out, but there's a couple of different ones built. One that runs the Echo I think is fine in general, but I think I'm going to run the one that drops the Echo play. Let's go with this. See if this turns our luck around. And we'll play it slow. We'll play it passively. Or not passively, but we won't play it too aggressively. El Jefe, welcome in. You said good games, TLSG. About time I got a win against you. You've been on a win streak versus me. Very good game, El Jefe. I've been on a tear of bad games. So you caught me at a good time. Resurrect Mill. I spent a few hours a couple of days ago trying to build out like either a bounce mill or like a werewolf mill or something that made it viable, and I just wasn't able to get there. All right, let's go ahead and go Wong over to the left. There's a Rivals update on Steam on the 20th. Coincidentally, so they did announce that at Gamescom they're going to have a big announcement, or some announcement, maybe not a big one. And so, what about Loki Mill? I have not tried Loki Mill. So maybe Rivals comes back earlier than what we thought. Would be nice. So as many L's as I've taken today, I think it's nothing compared to when I was playing Rivals. So I was playing Rivals solo, and between silver, like the bottom 2 tiers of it, so past bronze, so many L's. I think I went on like an 8-game loss streak before finally clawing 1 win. Go Ironheart. We do have the Nocturne, so we can change mid. If they don't have something to change this right location, their Thanos is gone. Nice Thanos they got? It is a nice Thanos they got. Ooh. Nice Thanos they had. It would be bad if something happened to it. It would be bad indeed. All right, let's go Cassandra into Murder World. Next turn, we could also go Cassandra here, which opens up the possibility for hitting it again with an Odin. Leaves our white tigers to kind of do their thing. Let's go ahead and do that. Ajax worth 6,000. I don't know. I enjoy Ajax quite a bit, but maybe it's not. Oh wait, we won't be able to play anything besides the white tiger here. So then we're susceptible to Shang-Chi. Brings them to 4. No, we'd be fine. We'd still have 5. No Echo Tech? No, I took the Echo out for a little bit of more mobility and like the Nocturne. I like Ajax, but he does what he does. Like that, very specifically, he does what he does, and that's about it. No Wiccan, no Shang-Chi to worry about. No Magneto to worry about. Decent. Blob was struggling with his diet there. He sure was. he had a lot to eat. A lot of ups and downs, courtesy of the double Cassandra. Ajax is just generically good as a big dude. Yeah. Yep. Anything like he's a 2-piece combo with Hazmat. Like he's fun. I enjoy it. But you can build most of those decks without him and do okay for the most part. And so I think 6,000 for me is reserved for like very few cards, or I use it as a reservation for grabbing a new card on a week where I don't like anything else in the caches. But otherwise, we don't know how long we're going to wait until Ajax is back. So if it's itching away at you, maybe you go ahead and spend it. He's a pretty good one as far as like how well he'll perform. And then Carlos said, can you try Wiccan with Silver Surfer? The only thing stopping me from doing a Wiccan with Silver Surfer is I don't have Sebastian Shaw. And I feel like he'd be pretty good in like a greedy version of that.
Are ye worthy?
We are going to lose here.
Are ye worthy?
Unless they get really unlucky with the Isle of Silence. No such luck. How about Odin in place of Shaw? Yeah, but Shaw's in that deck is like your big body. And so I'm not sure that it'd be as optimal without Shaw. Three months after release is when they start showing up in the caches. Gotcha. And that may change, but at least it's a general time frame to be looking at. That Shadow King is funny. Shadow King was very funny. Have you ever played the Namora Hammers deck? I have. The one that I think I stole it from you. Maybe stole is the wrong word. I think I grabbed it from you. I featured it at one point. Have you tried KM Best's Loki Wiccan? Think it'll change your mind about Wiccan? I did use it, and it feels playable. Store Manager was playing it. Yeah. And I gave you credit on it, and so I didn't steal it without credit. But I did take. I borrowed. That's true. That's true. Unemployed. I played the KM Best version, or a similar version to it, and I think it's okay, but it's not. I don't think it's outstanding either. Like it's good for a Wiccan deck. What is that the standard we want to go with? Have you played Wiccan Bounce? Yes. So I ran a Wiccan Werewolf Bounce at the start of stream, probably about 6 hours ago now, and I was able to trigger Wiccan most of the time. But the issue that I was mainly having was that I could win one lane with the werewolf, but I didn't really have the means to win another. I'm surprised Ghost is forgotten about. Yeah, Ghost. I enjoy Ghost in like those counter heavy builds. But I didn't think I ever missed one of your videos. It was a day that I released two really close together, and so I'm not surprised that you didn't catch it. It was right before. I don't know if it was right before Cassandra Nova or Ajax. Or maybe it was right before an over the air. And so it wasn't live very long before I moved on to the next. And so I think it pushed pretty hard, pretty fast, and then started recommending my new video instead. Oof, both of those going over into the left lane is unfortunate. I've been looking for Namora gameplay forever. There's a couple of cool ways to build it. So this one is very much more so in line with like looking to really high roll a couple of your cards. The El Jefe version, or the Hammer Bros Namora version, looks to have like a counter component. So El Jefe, I remember it was right before Deadpool Diner released that I featured it. Eliath is just too popular for me to comfortably play Ghost. Yeah, I've been seeing a lot of it. So what we're looking at is a gamble with the Ironheart. If I was them, I'd probably retreat out, but the Hazmat is scary. Ooh, yeah, I don't think we're able to overpower the mid lane now. Since the werewolf jumps over, the Ajax in the left is going to be too big. Had we had our Odin line, it would have been fine. We would have been able to scale this one up enough, but without the Odin, we're not able to grab it. Thinking about picking Namora up. Namora is one of the cards that surprised me the most. And so I do enjoy Namora. At first, when we were trying to build her, a lot of people were building her way too linear. And so then people have gotten really creative with finding ways to build it well that really has big payoffs. But she should be coming up soon. Pomo. Or from Pomo. El Jefe is Spanish for the boss. Oh my goodness. So it's El Jefe. I've been mispronouncing it. That's why people were giggling about it. I didn't know why it was funny that I was saying El Jefe. It makes sense now though. Unfortunate. Good luck. Hate that zone. I was enjoying you mispronouncing it. I figured it was like Magento. Yeah. Very, very, very similar, I think. Let's go White Widow to the right. I enjoyed that you were mispronouncing the J, but not the last E. Very true. It's just... Oh wow, what an exciting new location. When is the over there? I think it's on Thursday, right? Tomorrow? Tomorrow they typically come out around noon central, give or take a little bit. So no on reveal is on the right lane, so I'm going to play over to the left. That way we can maybe set up a Wong into Namora into Odin. Echo not necessarily. You can run Echo and it does pretty fine, but I do like this version.
Oh, snap.
Echo's okay. I dropped it in favor of another like mobile card so that we can reposition our power a little bit easier more often. Let's go ahead and drop our Namora. We can move the Nocturne and then hit the left lane with an Odin, which would only rebuff one of the Namora cards, but I think that'd be okay. JR, you said, could I TLC? Wiccan, we definitely can. My rank says we definitely can't. I wasn't able to find a comfortable, consistent build for him. Have you tried the Negative Sage Taskmaster build? The one with Dagger? If so, I got cooked by it, but I haven't ran it. How do you feel about the Shield? Cosmo Namora builds? Wasn't quite to my liking. I'm not sure that I've seen it, Packers. I was killing with the HE build. That was one of the first ones that I tried to drop, and I wasn't having a whole lot of success with it. So moving the Nocturne, I think it's a hard stay for him. We're not going to buff up our left lane. We're not going to win the left. I guess they could move their Nocturne into mid as well. So instead of that, we could Nocturne. I think that's going to be our best shot. We could do something like Sage to make sure that we grab that one. I'm not sure if it's perfect, so I'm just going to go with our gut, with our first line, and hope that they didn't have something better. If you dress up as Bob the Builder, it could help. Can we fix it? Yes, we can. I mean, we can bust out the cosplay. I mean, if that's what we're wanting to if that's what we're wanting to cosplay as is Bob. It does look like it's time for a really quick ad break. I'm gonna run to the restroom real fast as they're running, and then we'll jump back in. Maybe do a little bit of climbing with Namora. We'll see though. We'll catch you guys in just a minute and a half. Go display. Display. We'll show a display. I thought that was the end of your segment, Mike. I would switch over to the cam only, but I'm so afraid that it's going to end the stream again. And so they're metal posters. So there's just a magnet on the wall that holds them up. And so they're super easy to like take off, interchange, shift around. If you are someone that like changes your mind or your interest often, then you can adjust them around as you see fit. Did I have a Spider-Man one? And then I'm a give. You said, question, do you show the YouTube chat on the Twitch side? No. So for some reason, Twitch updated their terms of service. And so you can dual stream, but you can't have any bots that forward messages over. And so I don't. I just read them as they come through. You said, are you going to play TWW? I don't know. I feel like the last few expansions have been somewhat lackluster. And so I don't know. They have a few Marvel Snap variants. Yeah, so Mike Dot. So the ones that I got approved for on the sponsorship, so they sent me 6 of them for free to go alongside the sponsorship. And they let me choose which ones I wanted. But for some reason, my channel or I didn't get approved for using like from the Disney side. So I wasn't able to use anything with Disney IP. And so like Marvel Snap, any of the Marvel characters, which was unfortunate because those are the ones that I would have liked the most. But respect that you read both chats. I try my best. I try my best to keep up with both of them. YouTube is definitely on like it's not pulled up as big, but I keep it pulled up to kind of look at just to kind of keep tabs on. Well, obviously you're way too edgy and dark for Disney. You might you might be onto something, Mike. And so my point of contact said that they were surprised that it didn't get approved either, but you said El Jefe is such a Giga Chad card. He is. He's such a solid little card. All right, so we do have the Wong. I think it'd be Wong of us to not play it into... Actually, I'm going to play it into a lane where we have some mobile control. Let's play it over into the right, into White Tiger. El Jefe is a Giga Chad too. Are you running 3 monitors? I'm running 2. So one is really too big for Marvel Snap, honestly. And then the second one, I have like chat and then the YouTube chat overlaid, but behind the Twitch one, and then my OBS over to the side of it. All right, let's go ahead and go White Tiger. We do have some potential lines for like Cersei here. Didn't work out so well for us. The Isle of Silence, super unfortunate. One of those days. At least they didn't snap as the snap comes in. They didn't know that the Isle of Silence was going to go off. But Flame Tongue, I see that you use the HelloFresh command. And so this stream is sponsored by HelloFresh. I actually got in my first box a couple days ago, and I've cooked 2 of the meals, and both of them were very surprisingly good. I didn't expect myself to ever cook risotto, and it ended up being very, very tasty. And my son, to my surprise, enjoyed it too. My daughter did as well, but we had to pick out the spicy chicken sausage. But can you cook? Not. So I don't have a large, I don't have a large like recipe wheelhouse to pull from. I can follow, me being the like analytical thinker that I am, I can follow an instruction. Absolutely. Surprisingly, I expect no, no, not. I wasn't expecting it to be bad. I was. Anyone can cook using HelloFresh. Yeah, I agree. So it's very much like just following the like the instructions of the recipe book, line by line. And so like I didn't think I'd be cooking risotto, but it lined it out, and it was very easy to make. It was a little time consuming, but overall rather easy to do. Crock pots are my friend for cooking. So my biggest issue is deciding what I want to cook. And so the HelloFresh meals have helped with that for sure. All right, would it be Wong for us to go Wong into like a White Tiger maybe? We can leave Kiln as is, and then move the Nocturne on last turn. Cooking like Snap is all about repetition and practice. I found the more I committed to cooking, the less daunting it felt. Now I love it. Yeah, the biggest issue for me is just being able to decide what I should cook. And so that was like one of the biggest barriers, because like I could pull up a recipe. It's just choosing which one I think would be good and which one would be worth it. Isle of Silence again? Yeah, Isle of Silence again. Widow Mid? I thought about Widow Mid. But White Tiger's always a nice one. We could always Widow Mid into Jeff. Maybe we go White Tiger or Ironheart next turn. We'll see. So one card over to the left. We do have to look out because they did hit Mr. -1 curve with the Psylocke. So the Jubilee magic to extend the game is scary. They have 6 cards in their deck. Hitting it with Cassandra Nova might be okay. And honestly, the Isle of Silence might be worthwhile. Nocturne it off. We can Nocturne it off. Into White Tiger. Cassandra? Those are Iron Man, Mystique Wong stuff. Yeah, so the Isle of Silence isn't bad for us. The blue Marvel comes down. Not marvelous as a finisher for him. Maybe because we didn't snap, they didn't think we were going to turn it off. Jonathan said the perfect Wiccan deck has or hasn't been uncovered at this point, or at least one of them. Yeah, it's just all about, is the payoff for him enough? And I think that's the biggest question I see a lot of the time, or I feel a lot of the time. He said I mainly got him because of the variant FOMO, but I also didn't want to miss the deck either. September and October look like they're going to pop off, and so we have some exciting cards coming up. Even if this one was not super exciting, we have a few that are going to be pretty good pretty fast. What are your hopes for the over there? I hope that it. So I think the meta right now is in an okay spot. I think we see a lot of variety of decks. What I hope from the over there is that it takes away some of the more consistent or common decks. And so for me, that would be like Thena. We see a lot of Arsham, and we see a lot of Sandman. And so maybe just taking out Thena from the equation drops Sandman's relevancy. And so Sandman may not deserve like a direct nerf, but I hope it's something in the over there that shakes up those couple of decks so that we get more variety back built in, or even more, I guess. We're going to nerf Arsham by making Blob's text all lowercase. That way he'll be Or is that a secret? Is that a secret buff for him though? Okay, let's go ahead and go White Widow over to the right. Depending on what pulls in, we're hoping for like a Ravona. Sage would be unfortunate. Ravona's fine. That way we have control over like the Namora stuff if we decide to. So maybe like a Wong into Namora into Odin would be a decent line. But they're going to pull over into Ashradim. It's the right Widow. I think maybe they take Thena's power down 1 at least. I could see that. Thena has been very prominent for several weeks now. So I could see maybe targeting her. I think Arsham should maybe add a few more cards to the deck. Yeah. The draw feels too consistent. If it actually is, I don't know. But it always feels bad to have your opponent top deck a Loki on 2 or a Shang-Chi on what feels like the perfect curve almost every single time. All right, let's go ahead and go Sage over to the right. We have Jeff. I'm not sure if we even want to go Namora because of the Mojo World being the left location. I think Arsham should be drawn first and replace the other 11 cards. That might be a decent way to do it. Amazing how frequently Arsham draws Quinjet, Loki, Blob, Shang-Chi, Shadow King. Yeah, like all of the big, or Eliath. I think that's the frustrating part, is how consistently it feels like they draw those perfect outs and those perfect cards. We could always go Namora into like Odin right. Or we could go Namora here if we thought we could outshine whatever they have already. That would make Mojo World really tough for us to win. Which I think it always is tough for us to win if we don't have White Tiger. 33.75% of the time. CompuCrazy, I know that like that's statistically how often they're drawing those, but man, does it feel like it's more often than that. So with them having a pretty sizable left mid, Shadow King here would do us in. The highest base we have is 8. That barely even beats what they already have, let alone anything additional. Play versus only Zoo, put Killmonger in my deck. Play versus no Zoo for over 2 hours. Sometimes it feels like that is the way that it happens. And I'm not saying that it's not happening to you, but it's always unfortunate when it does. That I've been getting Cable on 1 a heck of a lot more often than 1 game in 6. Yeah, so it definitely feels like you get those cards way too often, rather than the 1 out of 6 times. I hope with the Arsham nerf, Cassandra is still a good card. I think Cassandra is in a decent spot even outside of Arsham. Because in general, if you're looking at other 3-cost cards, something like Nocturne, or maybe that's a bad example, but most of your other 3-cost cards are going to be around 3-6-ish, 3-5, 3-6. And so a Cassandra on curve is already typically going to be around a 3-7. And that's not including if you're shuffling rocks in or other things like that. And so she's in general on par with those, the value of other 3-cost, and she adds that negative affliction that the opponent has to indirectly deal with. And so I think she'll still be great. Or I think she'll still be played quite a bit. So can she get overbearing? Yeah. Said Cassandra will be the next problem after Arsham. You think so? I think outside of Arsham, she really doesn't get that big that fast. Especially not like Thena levels, where I think is where it's a lot worse. but I do think she is one that is viable. She can get crazy if you have like Camartage or if you have cloning vats, but so can Venom. Cassandra Absorbing Man. Cassandra Absorbing Man, but even then it's like a 7 and a 9. And so what do you do to follow that up?
Opponent snapped.
I feel like we snap back to this. We have Cassandra Nova that can come down and help us grab initiative in the throne room. Or we can do White Widow.
Snap.
I'm going to go ahead and go Cassandra mid. The Patriot. Ooh. Maybe not the best choice to snap back. A Wong top deck? No. Unfortunately, no Wong top deck. Maybe it was the Wong call. We can, yeah, without Wong, I think the Cassandra, or I think the Jeff in the left doesn't get as high as he needs to. Almost collection complete with about 20,000 tokens. Would you choose Namora or Wiccan to buy? Right now, right now it would definitely be Namora. The Mystique to copy it as well, and we don't have any direct answers to it. Oof. I'm expecting a Sandman into Ultron. No, Blue Marvel. Okay. And so 2, 4, 5, 7 power bots. Seven, 14, 21, 28. We'd beat the bots in mid, right? Is Ultron enough? I'm not sure. I'm not sure that... I mean, it wins them the left lane. But I think just the Ultron doesn't do it. Sage Heart? What? Sage... here into Heart? This is already 24, so we really don't... Since we're not buffing up this one. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Maybe. Do you win right with Odin? We should. And Ultron, this takes away 3, so it's 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Ooh. 13 plus 8 ends up being 21. With our 9, yeah, we'd be 22. I think Odin lose. Move Jeff then. Could probably leave. But if we move Jeff and they don't go for the Ultron line, we look silly, right? How does Odin lose here? I don't know that Odin loses here.
Victory.
Odin would be 1 power over an Ultron in the right lane. And so, it wouldn't lose in the right lane. Sage ends up being higher power than the Odin. And since we could move the Jeff and we're not really competing for the Sanctum Sanctorum, Sage gives us a better chance in case they do something silly in the right lane. But KX calls it with the leave. We need some of those. We've been struggling today, so it's nice to grab a 4 against the Patriot deck. Butt Squad, you said KX should be on a plane? Where are you headed, KX? And then General Sergeant with the name origin. Let's see, my computer blue screen, so I lost the true origins of my name. Okay. Is your title the old exclusive Galactus event? So it was a Lunar New Year one, but yeah, it is. My flight is tomorrow to SnapCon. Nice, KX. It's exciting. How much longer are you streaming for? Maybe another half hour or so. KX shonged my dino today. I mean, to be fair, that sounds like a KX thing to do. He said, yeah, I remember that. I remember thinking, I'm not getting that. But we can do, it's an Arisham deck, so we can do Cassandra. We have a double Nocturne from the Time Theater. But also there's an Imposter KX. Ooh, you have an Imposter? I don't think I even have an Imposter. And then General, I'll do the origin right after this game. That way I can focus on it. And then TLSG, or Mike, you said, I know it's a long shot, but will I see you at SnapCon? Probably not, since I'm not going, but I wanted to check. It would be a long shot to see me there. So we don't have the Wong, unfortunately. We can do White Tiger into maybe Odin. But no, I'm not going to SnapCon this year. How's the Alliance doing? It's doing well. We have most people that are relatively active. We had a hand, maybe two, that didn't generate any points last week, but we were able to cap out the rewards both weeks. So far it's going so good. So far it's going good. You need to find yourself a KAO. Is KAO like a crazy grinder? Oh, 8 could potentially win here. Be a gamble really everywhere else. Could also 6. Extra power to bring it to 16. I think if they have a counter to the left lane, we lose regardless. But I'm gonna try and swing this. That I do my 4K, but I feel insignificant compared to KO. Feel that. Goliath back again. But as far as the origin story, General Sergeant, with your redemption, there was so growing up, there was a company that my dad worked for and helped found that was technology linked sustainable growth, was their core business model. And so it was the early days of the computers and the technology era. And so their big vision was that moving into the future, technology was what was going to be able to give everybody maintained sustainable growth. And so I actually worked there before I was able to work. So it was, I I got paid, but it wasn't. It was off the books. And so I learned a lot about their business and just the working world from there when I was little. And it was something that I heard day in and day out all through growing up was technology linked sustainable growth. Like that is going to be our future. And so, of course, as I got a little bit older and I got my first PlayStation that had the big, huge adapter on the back so that you could link up an internet connection to it or a dial-up cable to it. Everything that I was thinking was they were right. Like all this technology is moving forward, and the companies that can adapt to it are going to be able to sustain and grow more. And so when I was picking my PS1 first name, I picked TLSG. I just shortened because I was pretty young at the time, and so I shortened the technology-linked sustainable growth words into TLSG instead. And so then it was my username starting off, and then I just kind of kept it with everything that I started from that point. So that is the origin or the original reason for where the name TLSG came from. A coin in cleavage said, "Ooh, new lore. We always have new lore." Thirty 31 doesn't feel like a baby anymore. I think I'm 32. I stopped keeping track. I'm either 32 or 33. After 30, I just started I had my daughter, and then the years just started rolling in. And so, do we know if a patch are over the air? It should be over the air. I think is what we have scheduled for tomorrow. We had a patch recently, so that won't be for a little while. And then on the YouTube side, Girthquake said, "Hey TLSG, did I catch you near the end of stream today?" Yeah, we're getting close to the end of it. We're nearing the end of it, but the video is always there on the video on demand. On Friday, I'm going to be doing another stream, and then on the 19th, I'm going to be doing a as long of a stream as I can to like roll in the drops. And so I'll start shortly before the drops go live, and then depending on the numbers we're pushing, it might extend into the night as well. And so hopefully we don't continue a loss streak. Maybe we can actually climb on that one, but we'll absolutely see. LJFA said my birthday was last week, and I didn't even remember it was my birthday until my cousin told me. Yep. So I don't typically make a big deal out of my birthday either, and so it's very much like I forget. I know that it's around that time, but I don't like keep tabs, and it can sneak up on me too. What day is the drop? The 19th. So Monday. Or the Twitch drops are on Monday. And so if it's like last time, they'll launch around 11. And so then I'll do the 19th and the 20th. I took off both days. What are the drops? Yeah, so the drops are the 6-hour one is a storm variant that features Jeff, because it's Jeff week. And so I think there's a Jeff League that launches. Then we have Jeff that's featured in all of the Spotlight variants. And so it should be pretty fun. But the storm one looks pretty sleek. My only hesitation is we already have so many good storm variants that I don't know which one to choose. But I'll definitely be using the Jeff one for a little while once we unlock it. Is there a cadence for drops? I think it. So if you're talking about Twitch drops, I think the cadence is typically every. I think it's once a month typically. For dropping cards in from series, that is lost to us now. Like it used to be that it was on a set cadence that they would drop down. They haven't done very many for quite a while. Oh, the Twitch drops. Yeah, the Twitch drops are what it looks like are typically each month or each season. So we do have the Wong Nemora. The Destroyed Mansion is kind of unfortunate for this deck. We can go Ravona into like a Nocturne left, Nightcrawler move left, so that it forms into a symbiote. White Widow doesn't help our Namora line any. We could pivot. We don't get to do the Wong. Never mind. I hope the Jeff emote is in a league. I think there is. I think it's going to be in the league. I don't know that it's going to be completely exclusive though. That part I don't know. For the magic in the left, we do have Nocturne to turn it off. Nice to see. I don't know that. Hopefully, it's not in the paywalled league, but I guess time will tell. We can just do Cassandra. Maybe we don't. Maybe we go away from the Namora line. We do something more like White Tiger. Second dinner ain't leaving that money on the table. I know you like junk decks. Do you have a favorite card? My favorite card is Debris. And so that kind of goes hand in hand with enjoying junk decks, but is there a way to get Twitch Drops variants that I missed in the past? They eventually, as far as I know, they eventually get released into the shop, but I think it's like a year after. The Doc Ock pulls our Vibranium. So we are locked into this left lane now. We're locked into a loss over there. Otherwise, we could have done Green Goblin, or Odin to hit the Green Goblin, send it back. It may still be enough, though.
Are ye worthy?
Ooh, Cannonball, never mind. Not enough. That Spotlight variants. The Twitch Drops haven't come back. Yeah, I know that the Spotlight ones started releasing now, but I think it's going to be the same thing for Twitch Drops. I think it's like a year exclusive, or maybe a little bit longer before it rotates back in. But it'd be hard for me to believe that they aren't ever going to bring them back. It just may be like a lengthy time. And then Leonardo, I see your message now. I just now saw it. But he said, "Sup chat, TLSG can't watch due to work. Hope you're having a good time." We're having a good time, good spirits, bad cube equity. But every once in a while, you get some of those streams. It's all right. It just means that we'll go back to brewing and come up with bigger and better things. I don't usually spend gold, but I had to have the Domino one. It's one of the only ones that does not feel toxic. Which Domino one are you talking about? Thoughts on Wiccan? I think he's an interesting card, but I think right now the struggle that I have with him, and that I feel like is very common for him, is being able to get a big enough payoff to make him worthwhile. And so, like, you can build your deck where you can hit him on 4 or even 3 a lot of times, but what are your big finishing plays to make sure that you win those games?
Snap.
Oh, the emote where she's rolling the dice. I do like that one. I haven't spent any gold on emotes, but that's one that I would consider for sure. I feel like that he needs to be a 3-drop or something. Oh my goodness, the ads started rolling. I missed it again, you guys. My bad. Wong will move to nowhere. Yeah, but Nocturne changes it. What I wasn't anticipating was it changing it into Central Park, because now we can't really do anything with Namora. Can't do anything with it, Namor. What a rough go of it. I think I may bench this one a little bit as well. And then Pseudo, you said I got to run, but love the content. Have a great day or evening. Thank you so much, Pseudo. Thank you for hanging out. Hopefully we catch you around on the next one. Collector, Nico, then Beast to pull it all back in. For a pretty explosive last turn, but Beast or Werewolf won't really be able to bounce anywhere. Not that I'm sure it matters all that much. We're one card shy of being able to trigger the strong guy. Ooh, wait, this is for 4. Want a piece of it.
Escaped.
But not having incredible luck with this one either. I know that it's a deck that can perform well, but I think it's also one that you have to play really patiently. So I'm 3 and 6 with it, unfortunately. Just having some bad RNG, bad locations. But it is about time for me to go pick up my daughter from daycare. So we are going to wind down the stream. I appreciate you guys, everyone that Hip Odin, a man of culture. Absolutely. We also don't have, I don't think I have another Odin variant. And so that may have been my only choice. It's either that or Pixel. Or this one. But I do like the Dan Hip one. But we are going to go ahead and wrap up the stream. I'll be back again on Friday to do another stream, and then on Monday is going to be our big one to launch into the drops. So, Dara, welcome in with the Gigantify cookie emote. I appreciate you, Dara. We're going to set up a raid. Is there anybody that you guys see that's live that you want to raid over into? If not, I'll pick somebody. But let's see who's live right now. I don't recognize very many that are on there. So I'll just pick one. Lufku. All right, that's 2 votes for Lufku. I can switch over there. I haven't watched any of their stuff, so I don't know their general vibe. But give them a good old TLSG welcome whenever you guys get over there. Let's search for them. Let's see how long they've been live first. 38 minutes. And so we'll switch over there, over to Lufku. Make sure to give them a warm welcome, and we will catch you again on Friday. And then I'll be jumping in on Monday with a long stream as well. So we'll see you guys real soon. Thank you guys, as always, for being here. We will catch you guys around the next one. Once the raid queues up. I may have jumped the gun on my outro. I appreciate you guys. Later.